Hello friends, welcome back to what will probably be my last contribution to any sort of Vlogmas content this year. If you have been following my Vlogmas vlogs, then you will know that I have been recording little clips and reading updates every day and then posting them as weekly vlogs. And last week I just didn't have time. We literally had a Christmas party or an event every single day from Monday all the way through Sunday. So I decided that instead of doing another weekly vlog this week and then posting it next week when Christmas is already over, I would just do like one daily vlog. So it is Tuesday, December 21st, I think. I think that's the correct date. And I just wanted to kind of, I don't know, I'm in like definitely getting into that Christmassy mood. Probably helps that we had all kinds of Christmas parties last week. This week is just a relaxing week, and so today we don't have anything going on other than the fact that we are going to do some homeschool today, and then I might also wrap some presents today because I have not wrapped any presents for my family yet. But I wanted to today only read Christmas stuff. So I decided I am going to read some Christmas short stories today. So I have this collection of Charles Dickens short stories, The Cricket on the Hearth and Other Christmas Stories. Last year around Christmas time, I did read The Cricket on the Hearth and it didn't feel that Christmassy. It felt a little more like New Year's-y and I didn't love it. But there are a few other in here, I think. Two others, The Holly Tree and The Haunted House. So I would like to read at least one of those today. And then I also have the collected short stories of O. Henry. O. Henry wrote The Gift of the Magi, which is a very well-known Christmas story. But I think he has written a few other Christmas short stories as well. And I don't know if this is all of his short stories. It's a big, big book. And when you flip through the contents, like, there are a lot of short stories in here. So I'm hopeful it has his other Christmas stories in here. If not, it does have The Gift of the Magi, which I actually have not read in its like original format. I have read like picture books of it to my daughter and have seen like adaptations of it. The one that really sticks out in my head is there's like I can't remember which one it is. It's Mickey's either Once Upon a Christmas or Twice Upon a Christmas. And there's like a Mickey and Minnie version of The Gifts of the Magi. And it's really cute. So anyways, I really want to read some Christmas short stories today. And then we have some Christmas traditions that we do every single year. And one of them is that we make homemade pizza, and I try to make them in Christmassy shapes, so like a candy cane or a snowman or something like that, and then we watch a Christmas movie together. So we'll probably do that tonight because we don't have anywhere we have to be tonight or anything going on tonight. So I just figured I would vlog today and bring you along with us for a little festive Christmas cheer. So I ended up reading the first chapter of The Holly Tree, which online is called The Holly Tree Inn because it is the name of the inn. So I don't know, my edition just is The Holly Tree, so I don't know what it's actually called. It's okay so far. It's about this guy who's like really upset that this girl he was supposed to marry ended up falling in love with his bosom friend, as he puts it, which I thought Ella Montgomery was the only person who said that, but apparently not. And then he goes, like, he's gonna go to America to try to, like, forget her, basically. And he ends up stranded at this inn because there is a snowstorm. And because it's, like, such a bleak place, he just decides he's gonna reminisce on all the inns he's ever stayed at. And that's the first chapter. So there's a good, like, 10 pages of him just talking about all these inns he had stayed at. Some of the stories were really funny, and some of them were just like, okay, whatever. So I don't really know where this is going. So we'll see. I only have like 10 pages left in the short story, so I will likely finish it, but I may take a break and read in O. Henry because those are even shorter. So after I read The Holly Tree Inn, we did some school, and then we ran some errands and went to the library, and our library has books for like 10 cents each that you can purchase that they're like getting rid of or whatever. So I have a couple I picked up, only 2. I got The Lost Continent by Bill Bryson. So this is all about like small town America and stuff. And I've heard Bill Bryson's books are really good, and I am planning to read A Walk in the Woods, I think is the name of it, next year. So I figured I would pick this one up. And then I also found The Secret of the Old Clock. This is the first book in the Nancy Drew series, and we have tons of Nancy Drew books, but for some reason we don't have book 1. So I picked that up. And then I also have some book mail here that I'm going to share with you. This is a sweet little gift from a booktuber friend, from Amanda at the Curly Reader. She sent me The Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sapeties, and I have not read this one yet. I have read 2 other Ruta Sapeties, Salt to the Sea and Between Shades of Grey. I've not read this one, and I've been wanting to read it for years, so I'm super, super excited that she sent this to me. So thank you so much, Amanda. That was so sweet of you. And she sent like a sweet little message saying she has enjoyed my channel and wanted to send me a little Christmas cheer. So it really made my day. So that was really sweet. So I just made myself a cup of tea, and I have nothing else to do until I start dinner. So I am going to get a little reading done and drink some tea on this very gloomy December day. So I finished The Holly Tree and feel quite underwhelmed by it because it basically just ended up being a collection of little stories, and some of them were funny and some of them were interesting, but they were all like really short, and yeah, it wasn't the best. It was very like meandering, and I was looking at The Holly Tree Inn, which is what I found on Goodreads to like indicate that I was reading that, basically. And The Holly Tree Inn is longer than the version here, and actually was a collaborative work with Wilkie Collins and someone else, I don't know. And they each wrote several stories because the traveler who comes to this inn basically goes to the people who are there and asks them, I don't know, stories about their life or something. And none of the ones by other authors are included in that. So I feel like I'm kind of missing out a little bit. But they are apparently, from reviews that I read, are pretty meandering also. Then I picked up some of these O. Henry stories, and I am really loving 2 out of the 3 that I read. So I read Gifts of the Magi and really loved it. I already knew this story and everything was very familiar to me, but it was very sweet. And then I read one called Christmas by Injunction, and it was so funny that I literally laughed out loud, which I don't normally do when I'm reading by myself. It's about like this gold mining town, and this person, he founds the town or whatever because he finds like this huge nugget of gold and like hits it rich, but apparently he only found this nugget and it wasn't like a stream of gold. So then he finds the need to go off to other places to try to make his fortune. And he does. And The ensuing things that happen are really, really funny. I don't want to say any more because it's very funny, but it's really, really short. It's only a couple pages long. So I don't really want to say any more than that, but it was just really funny and I really enjoyed it. And then I read another one. It was called A Chaparral Christmas Gift, and it was fine, but it wasn't anything to write home about. It's kind of like about a bandit who, well, he becomes a bandit because this girl that he loves decides that she wants to marry someone else. And so then he just becomes terrible. And it was alright, I guess, but I didn't like it as much. But Christmas by Injunction was by far my favorite. It was really funny, but I kind of had like a sweet, heartwarming ending as well. So I apparently should have been reading O. Henry way before this, if these 3 stories are like any indication of what I can expect from his normal stories. I really, really liked them. So there are a few more Christmas stories in here that I might try to read tonight to kind of like round out the evening. But right now our Christmas pizzas are in the oven, and then I think we're gonna watch a Muppets Christmas Carol because we haven't watched that one yet, and that's one of our favorites. But there is one more story in this, and it's really short. It's called The Haunted House, and it's literally not even 20 pages long. It's really short and only has 3 chapters in it, so maybe I'll read that. I didn't really enjoy Cricket on the Hearth either, so part of me is like, I should read this, and then if I don't like it, I should just get rid of this entirely. But we'll see. So far, I just don't love Dickens in shorter works. I feel like the best thing about Dickens is his character development. So when there's a short story, there's really not much room for him to make me even really care about the characters very much. So we'll see. Like the Holly Tree Inn was really not very Christmassy. It just happened to take place during Christmas time, but it really didn't have anything to do with Christmas. So I'm not super hopeful that The Haunted House will either, but we'll see. My timer for my pizza is going off, so I need to go. Hopefully I'll report back one more time. Terrible lighting, which must mean it's my last sign off for the night. I finished the last story in this collection. What is it called again? The Haunted House? Yes, The Haunted House. And I loved the first chapter of it. I thought it was really fun. It was really funny. This guy basically is sick and needs to go live in the country, and he finds this house that no one wants to live in because it's supposedly haunted, and he's just like ridiculing everyone for believing that it's actually haunted. And it's very witty and it's very funny, and I was like, great, there's finally one that I'm enjoying. Then the second chapter was really weird, like really weird, and didn't make sense. It was like a fever dream. And then the third chapter was just, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. So I did some research, and again, The Haunted House was written with like 6 other authors or something like that. Wilkie Collins and Elizabeth Gaskell being 2 of the other people who wrote, and they each wrote a chapter. So basically, this man, while he's living in this haunted house, none of the servants will stay because they keep getting scared and they keep hearing rumors in the town. So he and his sister are like, hey, since all the servants are leaving, let's just invite our friends, and they're gonna come, but we're not allowed to talk about if we encounter anything ghostly. And then on like the 12th day of Christmas, we'll all sit around and we'll share our ghost stories. And so there were different authors who wrote each one of the stories, and each one takes place in a different room in the house. And they're not really ghost stories at all, actually, which is pretty obvious from the beginning that it's not really going to be very ghostly. But yeah, because none of those were included, it was really disjointed and really strange and didn't make that much sense. And the chapter that Charles Dickens had of one of his characters telling a story from a room, which is the second chapter, was just weird. Like, really weird. So I don't know. I was disappointed by this one too. Striking out with the Dickens Christmas short stories. It's getting kind of late, so I think I am gonna go to bed, but thank you for joining me for this very Christmassy, festive day. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I'd love to hear from you if you're reading any festive books, and if you have any fun Christmas short stories to recommend. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like and also subscribe so you can continue to see more bookish content from me, and I will see you again next time.